Hey guys, it's Christine, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do basic math computations or calculations. I already set up the form for you guys already. I named it FRN main, which you should always do. I put two text boxes. The first one is named number 1 and the second is number 2. I put in a calculate button and this output label, which I called LBO result. So let's get into the code for the calculate button. Now, when I get into the code, I double click on the button. And the first thing I'm going to do is declare the variables that I'm going to use. Whoops. Alright. And this is a remark to just organize everything so you know which part of code does what. We're going to use decimal, and this is just like, again, a variable, and you can mention it multiple times in your code so you can either calculate things or display information in labels or text boxes. So we're going to name our first variable number 1, just like we did our text box. Number 2, and these are the two variables that we're going to use that are from the user. Decimal, we're gonna do adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So adding, of course, is the sum, the difference, the product, and the quotient. Alright, so now we have our variables down. We need to get these two variables from the user. So the next step is, of course, getting info from user. And how do we do that? We just put our variable first, and we do equals decimal dot parse, and we name our text box, which is txt number 1. And the reason why this is an error is because we didn't put .text, so it knows that it's text. And we can just copy this. We don't have to type it all out again. We could just change this to number 2 and change that to number 2. Alright, so now we have our information. The third step is to calculate, and I'm going to first do adding. So we're going to say the sum, and notice when every time I mention one of these variables and set them equal to something, the green squiggly line goes away. So what the green line is telling you is, oh, you're not using this variable. Do you still need it? Which is really cool. Now, going back to calculating, we're going to do sum equals the first number plus the second number. And finally, we need to display the answer in our label, which I called LBO result. So we're going to do displaying info. And to do that, we just do sum dot text. Oh, we have to name the label first. So we're going to do LBL result dot text. Never forget the text. And then we're going to do sum dot toString and open and close parentheses and a semicolon. So this should display everything and calculate everything. So we're going to save it and we're going to run it. So let's see, 5 and 2, calculate it, 7, correct. Alright, now let's try subtracting. So we're gonna, of course, change this to difference, and we're gonna change this to minus. And change that to difference. Alright. Save it. Let's run it. Let's do 60 minus 3. 57, correct. Alright. Now let's do multiplying. So we're going to change this to product. And we're just, this symbol symbolizes multiplying, which is very similar to a calculator. And do product.toString. We're going to save it, and we're going to run it. 4 times 5 is 20, so that's correct. And last but not least, we're going to do quotient. And dividing is just a forward slash. Alrighty. Let's do 60 divided by 12, which should be 5, and it is 5. So everything is working great. So now you can see when you know how to do all these 4 steps, you can calculate things and display things, and it's just really cool. This is just a simplified version of what you can do with calculating numbers. Calculating can be also very complex, which comes very useful in computer science. I hope you guys learned something new today, and thanks for watching.